looking to shake free, sidestepping jumper is good. Joe Reed very concerned about transition in this one. Oh, what touch. Mitchell, she got it. Stephanie White was telling us before the game how the timing on the Billings pass.
Grab your popcorn because this was the most intense back and forth playoff preview type game Indiana Fever has played all season.
Here's Miles dipping around. Mitchell lays it up and in.
The first quarter alone produced 69 combined points, a league record for any first quarter in WNBA history, and it only got more intense from there.
Here is Harris off to Clark. Deep set three is good.
Kelsey Mitchell was absolutely unconscious.
Transition in this one. Oh, what touch. Mitchell, she got it.
37 points, 6 of 8 from 3, 75% from deep, the most explosive individual scoring performance of her entire season.
Gets it back to Mitchell, a three. She got it.
Olivia Miles was firing back possession for possession like she was personally offended by everything Indiana was doing on the floor.
Defenders. Here is Miles trying to work around the double and does.
Courtney Williams was attacking from every angle and finishing everything she touched.
Here's Williams stopping and hitting.
And Caitlin Clark with 19 points and 10 assists was the conductor of every meaningful Indiana possession, even when Minnesota threw their best defensive scheme at her all night.
Clark backdoor. Mitchell reverses it in. Timeout Minnesota.
5-winning streak officially snapped. Minnesota Lynx 108, Indiana Fever 100. But wait until the end of this video because the fourth quarter breakdown is the most intense thing you are going to watch all week.
Miles through the lane. Oh my! Served it up and in.
And it reveals exactly what Indiana needs to fix before the playoffs. This is Women Hoops. Subscribe and hit that like button right now because this breakdown goes deep. Caitlin Clark, the weight of the whole game. Minnesota came into this game with the best defense in the WNBA and a specific game plan built around one objective: make Caitlin Clark work harder than she has worked all season.
Out to Clark. Clark, little stutter step. The layup is good for Caitlin.
They went over every screen. They denied the catch. They sent extra bodies when she put the ball on the floor. They took away the logo threes that have been falling at elite rates in recent games.
Long three from Caitlin. Oh my goodness.
And they executed that plan better than any team Indiana has faced in the last 5 weeks. The result was Clark's lowest scoring output in weeks. 19 points on 8 of 18 from the field and 2 of 9 from 3. Those shooting numbers are below her recent standard, and they tell a real story about how well Minnesota prepared.
Clark working behind Boston. Clark waits, fires, and hits.
But here's what those numbers do not tell you. Clark had 10 assists on 4 turnovers. She had a double-double against the best defense in the league.
Boston gets it back to Clark. Now Boston, an attempt from 3 is good.
On 38 hours of rest after the Portland road game.
Clark, yes! What a shot!
Every time Minnesota collapsed on her drives, she found the open player before the help could recover. Every time they went over the screen, she pump-faked and attacked the closeout. Every time they denied the catch, she backcut or relocated and found the next opportunity. She did not have her best shooting night. She had her best playmaking night in weeks because she accepted what Minnesota was giving her and turned it into 10 assists. The 4 turnovers are the problem. Clark's turnovers directly led to Minnesota points in transition, and in a game decided by 8 points, 4 turnovers from the primary ball handler is the entire margin of defeat. She was pushing the pace too aggressively against a defense that was specifically positioned to capitalize on live ball mistakes. Against Minnesota in a playoff series, those turnovers will be even more expensive. One possession in the fourth quarter where Clark drove baseline, created what looked like an open look for a cutter, and threw the ball into traffic encapsulated the challenge. Minnesota's length disrupted a read that would have been a clean assist against any other team in the league. That is the level of defensive execution the Lynx bring, and Indiana needs to have a solution for it. Kelsey Mitchell, 37 points, and nobody could stop her.
Here's Hull off the rebound. Mitchell buries another 3.
If Clark's night was complicated by Minnesota's defensive scheme, then Mitchell's night was the complete opposite. 37 points, 14 of 21 from the field, 67%, 6 of 8 from 3, 75% from deep, 8 points in the paint, 3 points in second chance opportunities. a true shooting percentage of 81.3.
Transition in this one. Oh, what touch. Mitchell, she got it.
Minnesota had no answer for Mitchell all night. Every defensive adjustment they made toward Clark opened a Mitchell look, and she converted nearly every single one.
Mitchell, another three. You bet.
The 6 of 8 from 3 is the number that should be on the highlight reel, 75% on 8 attempts against a team specifically designed to contest perimeter shots. These were not open corner threes either. These were off-the-dribble pull-ups in the mid-range area, step-backs over closing defenders, and catch-and-shoot opportunities where she got the shot off before the defense could fully recover. The painful irony of this game is that Mitchell had the most efficient individual scoring performance of the entire 2026 WNBA season in a loss. 37 points on 67% shooting while your team loses by 8 means the rest of the roster simply was not at that level alongside her. Mitchell did everything she could. The box score around her did not match what she was producing. Olivia Miles and Courtney Williams, Minnesota's punch that decided everything.
In the mid-range through 27 games this year. She had all her first 2 years combined.
Here is the real reason Indiana lost this game. It was not Clark's shooting percentage. It was not Mitchell running out of gas. It was Olivia Miles and Courtney Williams absolutely taking over this game from the opening tip and delivering the kind of back-to-back individual performances that championship teams produce when it matters most.
Draws multiple defenders. Here is Miles trying to work around the double and done.
Miles finished with 28 points on 11 of 14 from the field, 78.6%. 3 of 6 from 3.
Williams again.
100% from the two-point range, 8 of 8 on two-point attempts. 100% from the free throw line, a true shooting percentage of 91.4. That is not a basketball number. That is a video game simulation number, and she delivered it in the exact moments when Indiana appeared ready to make a run. Every time Clark and Mitchell built momentum and target center felt the shift coming, Miles had the answer possession for possession. The Clark versus Miles matchup throughout this game was the most compelling individual subplot of the entire night.
Energy running through this Lynx team.
Great stuff, Hall, as Miles scoops in another.
Every Clark possession that generated a lead or a tie, Miles answered on the other end. Every Indiana run that threatened to swing the emotional frequency of the game, Miles countered with a basket that kept Minnesota exactly far enough ahead to never feel truly threatened. She picked up a technical foul in the third quarter, suggesting the intensity was getting to everyone, and then walked to the line and made both free throws anyway. Courtney Williams added 27 points on 12 of 20 from the field, 60%, with 5 assists. 2 of 4 from 3. Williams was the secondary creator when Miles was being accounted for, attacking downhill.
The fake, the take, doesn't get the roll, and again Indiana can't secure the defensive glass.
Finishing through contact in the paint with 10 points inside, and running Minnesota's fast break game with 4 fast break points that came directly from Indiana turnovers. The combination of Miles and Williams combining for 55 points on elite efficiency against Indiana's defense was simply too much to overcome, even with Mitchell putting up 37. What went wrong? The honest breakdown. Indiana scored 100 points in this game. That is the 6th consecutive game the Fever have scored 100 or more. The offense is not the problem. The offense might be the best it has been in franchise history right now. But Indiana had 0 fast break points. 0. Against a Minnesota team that scored 9 fast break points. Indiana had 5 offensive rebounds compared to Minnesota's 11. Minnesota scored 16 second chance points, nearly double Indiana's 10, and 12 Indiana turnovers led directly to 15 Minnesota points. The box score tells a very specific story. Indiana was not worse offensively. Indiana actually shot 57.4% from the field, nearly identical to Minnesota's 56.6. Indiana shot 45.8% from 3, better than Minnesota's 44. The efficiency was there, but Minnesota controlled the glass, created extra possessions through offensive rebounding, and converted Indiana turnovers into points at a rate that Indiana simply could not match on the other end. 11 Minnesota offensive rebounds in 40 minutes against a team that has been among the better defensive rebounding teams in the league this season is a problem that needs to be addressed. Second chance points are free points. They do not require any offensive creation or ball movement. They just require having bodies in the right positions when shots miss. Indiana did not have enough bodies in the right positions on too many Minnesota misses, and the Lynx punished them for it 16 times. What to expect? The bigger picture. Indiana Fever are 19-11. The 5-game winning streak is over. But 19-11 after everything this team has been through this season. The injuries, the dirty plays, the officiating controversies, the Stephanie White tension is a real record that reflects a real team that is genuinely capable of competing with the best. Minnesota showed Indiana exactly what a championship-caliber team looks like in this moment. They absorbed every Indiana punch. Every Mitchell basket was answered. Every Clark playmaking sequence was disrupted. They never panicked when Indiana cut the deficit. They just executed and stayed composed and won by 8. The Las Vegas Aces are next at home on August 6th, then Chicago on the road, then the New York Liberty rematch on August 11th, the most anticipated matchup on Indiana's remaining schedule. 3 games in the next 10 days that will tell Indiana and every team watching exactly how serious a playoff contender they actually are. The 5-game winning streak ending against the best team in the league in a game where Indiana shot 57% and scored 100 points is not a collapse. It is a scouting report. Minnesota just showed Indiana every weakness that needs to be addressed before October. Fix the turnovers, protect the glass, stop giving away fast break points. Because when Indiana does all 3 of those things simultaneously, this team is genuinely capable of beating anyone, including Minnesota. The second half of the season starts now, and Indiana just got the most valuable lesson available.